Greetings and salutations to all you folks out there. We're starting a new run today in Shortest Trip to Earth, and like I discussed last time, we're going to be shifting over to hardcore mode because we should have a few points at our disposal now, so the runs might get a little bit rougher, but we're going to do our best, and we are going to be taking the rat ship. I'm going to go ahead and start at the closest star. You can start it up to the periphery, which is not a bad thing if you get tired of playing the first two sectors, but since we're still early in the game, I need to grind those fate points and some of the little bit easier earlier battles to help get better equipment. So I'm going to go ahead and start in the first sector. Alright, let's get over here, leave a couple of these behind, and we are going to go after the Rogue Rat. Now this guy has 3 more slots, 3 more equipment bays than the tigerfish. So we're going to have a little bit more room to kind of flesh out some more survivability traits, get a little bit more sustainability on. It's going to be a lot easier. And we've also got 90 fate points to burn. So let's go ahead and look at the ship-specific perks and see what we got. We've got 2 Gatling Cannon upgrades. So this increases the firepower, consumes more explosives. I'm going to go ahead and do that one because those are super important to do. We also have extra explosives. We've got an incendiary nuke, a firebomb nuke, and, well, that's interesting, the flying boilers. Capital decoy missiles ×2. A pair of improvised decoy nukes have been manually crafted by local rocketry enthusiasts. So lots and lots of that. Interesting. A pair of invertebrate mercenaries join our mission to feed their family of hundreds -100 starting organics. That seems like a very large hit to take. And it's going to be 2 warrior princesses, which I think means that they're probably going to have high hand-to-hand combat skills, but maybe not so much useful capabilities on the ship itself. I don't know. Alright, engine improvements and the jet tubing cleanup plus 4% evasion are good things to get, because that improves our survivability. And then we get a random old module for only 2 fate points. Let's come back to that one. I don't know that that is actually worth it. And then we have an incendiary cannon upgrade. Upgrades for double the firepower. So this cannon burns synthetics. I'm not sure that it's actually that useful because most ships run point defense. Although with a heavy cover of Gatling fire, the PD might have other things to do. I think we'll leave that one and we're going to take a random old module. Depending on what we get with that, it could be really, really good. So let's go up here. We're going to pick up a gunnery drone, we're going to pick up a repair and gardening drone, and the firefighter drones. I'm going to get the mini growery and the warrior princess duo because we will for sure be able to grow enough food to feed these two, because I think those are very, very high requirement peoples. Then you'll notice that we're short 1 exotic. What we're going to do is we're going to pick up the scientist because he gives us an exotic. And then let's look through our permanent stuff. So we've got +3 to ship HP for 35, +4% accuracy to all weapons for 40, and then we don't have enough for this, but this increases ship evasion bonus by 5%. It says 4% on one side and 5% on the other. I'm not sure which one of those is actually correct. Let's do +5 fate points starting from the next run. And then we'll do accuracy, evasion, deflection, evasion, and HP. And I think we're going to flesh out more to try to survive more on this run instead of sinking points into a whole bunch of permanent buffs all at once. So to that end, we're going to take the B-Droid Engineer. We're going to take a... We're actually really set on a a lot of our materials. Let's pick up the drone repair bay, because that's going to decrease our cost in synthetics drastically right from the get-go. And then I guess we should go ahead and pick up the explosives pack. That seems like it would make the most sense, right? Because either I do that or I drop a couple of the drones. Actually, hold on. Let's drop our drones and see what we pick up. Not enough to get any of the permanent things. So we'll pick those back up. This is one of the hardest parts of starting a game, is trying to figure out exactly what you want to take in with you. We're going to go ahead and pick up more crew, I think, as opposed to some of the other things that we could do. Oh, nope, I can't do both of those. Huh. This is going to be extremely high organics cost to travel. So we should definitely pick up more organics. Okay. So my logic with this is, if we start with a huge amount of crew, this is actually, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 supplemented crew. We're starting with them in the first sector, and that means that we can skill them. Because over the course of the first few levels, you can drastically amplify the quirks that your crew already has. So I think this is probably the best bet that we are going to get a hold of. All right, let's start this thing up. We'll get our crew settled into their positions, and then we will try to clear at least part of the first sector. Stranded away from all possibility of refueling. Actually skipped this the first time around. I've never watched this whole cutscene. Our only option was to freeze ourselves and accelerate towards the closest star. 5 years later. Apparently we have a ribbed. Dink. There we go. Alright, we'll open the storage panel and see what we can do with this. Defrozen some of the crew and assign them to operate various modules. You might want to optimize this before we start moving, of course. Okay. I should probably click don't show me the intro again, but you know, we'll just roll with it and it'll be fine. We're running 2 unstable custom energy reactors and then a Rat Empire energy reactor as well, all of which are relatively unstable. That is not particularly fantastic. Let's think about what we're going to do with our crew here. We're going to take our gunnery drone and we're going to put him on the point defense, because that is probably the best place for him. We're going to install our mini growery. That is a hybrid slot. Interesting. Probably means that we're going to want to hook up weaponry on the back quarter of the ship, question mark. We have more slots to work with, so we are going to have an opportunity to run significantly more modules than we otherwise would have to do with combat. Okay, non-combat sensor is pretty decent. Let's decryo all of the crew, get everybody off their slots, and figure out what everybody's good at, so we can then optimize our crew choices correctly. Okay, let's do combat first. Get that sorted. We're going to want to sort our crew by bridge skill. Figure out if we have anybody who's really good at the bridge and not very good at anything else. So there's a 4 with a 4 shield. This is a 5 with a 3 shield, but 7 science. So we really want to put them on something else. 3 growery skill. That is a 3 shield, 1 and 2 gunnery. So probably, oh my goodness, we actually start with a 333. I didn't even realize that. What? Okay. To the bridge with you. I'm gonna put both of you in there. All right, bridge for you. And then this guy is a hand-to-hand combat expert, which is not actually a bad thing to have in the bridge, because the bridge is in the front of this ship where most of the incoming slavers, boarders, what have you, will be hitting on this front sector. So if he's in the bridge, he will actually defend himself if enemies come in this way. So that high combat skill could be very beneficial. And that'll bump our ship up to 53% evasion right off the bat, which is not as good as it would have been in the other ship because we do have a larger ship this time around. But daggum, that is so incredibly useful. Okay, shielding. Who's got the highest? You do. So you are auto. Well, hold on. Wait a minute. Do we have 2 4s? We have 2 4s. We're gonna leave the 3 gunnery skill off. This 4 shield right here, I think is probably, yeah, the best one to do. So we're gonna put him in there. And then what's the other traits that we need? We need gunners. Gunners everywhere. So let's go ahead and sort by that. Oops, that was not the right button, but we will resave it in a minute properly. Both of our, that is actually not bad. Both of our warrior peoples are actually relatively adept at gunnery skills. So let's just do that. There's our other one right there. Okay. We'll get you hooked up. And what we can do is, since we've got the gunnery stuff here, let's actually move our planter to here. And that way we have closer access to the equipment, so our running path is shorter. We can put the storage in the back of the ship. I think that'll actually benefit us quite a bit. Why did we start with an integrity hardpoint? Did I screw up on the... I may have screwed up on the choices that I made. Oh well. We will contemplate this sad aspect of our lives later, because right now I need to find the other gunnery skill, which is going to be this at a 3. He's not really useful for a whole lot else, so definitely worth. And I'm not sure that I even want to fire that cannon, because these guys are going to be right on top of things. Let me see if I can do anyone else with a decent gunnery skill. You're a 3 on shields. I will need to amplify some shield quirks, and it might be best to do the 3 that I have right here. What did I save this person for? Scientist. That's right. That's what I need to amplify, actually. Because a 7 scientist is really, really good. So for now, we'll just assign gunnery to them. No big dealio. 4 out of 4. So that is all. Uh-oh. I misclicked. What did I do, actually? What did I... You were at the bridge. Why are you... What? What? I do not understand what just happened. Did I just unassign all somehow? That has to be what I just did. Huh. Oh well. We will get back on top of the things then. Okay, so that is all of my combat stuff prioritized. We are good to go. So now everyone else we can just assign to... We've already got both of our firefighter bots on that. We've got you on repair duty. So that just leaves everybody else to go either on... Oh, I have 0 combat capability. Why? What are you assigned to? You're assigned to shielding. No, we're gonna put you on repair. I see what happened. We have somehow managed to assign literally the entire crew to shielding. What on earth? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What a misclick. Okay. We'll do weapon skill 5 and 5. So those are our 2 defenders. Then we'll get everybody else onto repair duty. And that, I believe, will be it. So that's our combat rolls. We can go ahead and save that, and we will be set to go. Now, for our sustainability preset, let's go ahead and put our... Well, no, hold on. We have cryo sleep chambers. What we need to do is we need to load up again, this time sorted by growing skill. So obviously the cook will need to go a growing. We're probably going to want to put the bot on growing as well, because I don't know that we have any other sky-high skills. We've got a 5 in here. So the way that you look at this is you're reducing your consumption by 5, and you're growing 5 additional food for the rest of the crew for a total of 10. The bot cancels none, and it produces 8. So it is better to put this person on the garden than it is to put the bot on the garden. And I believe that this can only hold 2 question mark? Yeah, 2. Okay, cool. So then we just need to start loading people into cryo. You can go in there. You can go in there. Go ahead and load up. I think that's all of our heavy eaters. Yeah, 12. Everybody else is 5. So then we just need to load everyone into cryo that we can. After we hook up our scientists. So if we take a look at who is the best at that, we've got a 7, a 6, and another 6. So we'll get those. Oh, hold up. You have one better science. Let's go over there. And then on our growery, we have no more 5s. So the best we could hope for is this 3, which is going to be equivalent to the bot being on the mini growery. So I'm just going to put the bot on the mini growery. And we have 2 more slots in cryo sleep. So let's go ahead and disable. We'll pull 1 person off the bridge, and we'll pull 1 person off of. Ooh. Oh my. We'll put one of our mercenaries away. Yeah, let's do that. And then we'll load them up in the cryosleep caskets. So to kind of explain what's going on here, because we've not really done sustainability stuff that much in the previous run. Let's save this. This is a cryo dream recorder. As you're traveling, it has a chance to roll, and you'll see it flip by in here. I'll try to remember to point it out. It has a chance to roll a random amount of credits, similar to the way that cryosleep caskets have a random chance of rolling an HP heal. The cryosleep casket is just removing food requirement for crew, and then in return for that, it has a decryo timer when you enter combat. So that's something to bear in mind, that you're not going to get your crew back immediately if they're in there. Oh my goodness, we have 4 nuke slots. What? Okay, we're gonna have to take advantage of that. And then on the labs here, these guys are going to create 19 credits per 100 RU together as 3. I think that's 7 plus 6 plus 6. So if you look over on this tab for economy, we can see minus 31 organics per 100, minus 34 fuel per 100, plus 19 credits per 100, which is not great, because that means we're negative quite a substantial amount, more than 40 per 100 RU. But that's better than some ships could potentially be. And if you keep getting better and better sustainability modules, higher tier cryo, I think you can get up to 8 in one slot. 4, I think, is the highest cryo dream recorder. And then you can get up to a 5 capacity mini growery. You can potentially hold this number positive to where it's actually profitable to travel, which is just, you know, the dream mode, what you absolutely want to be doing. Let's go ahead and take a look at this trade signal. We're going to go out to the star and go up here. And that is definitely red, so we're going to think twice about going there. Let me just go ahead and start exploring this area. And go ahead and investigate the metal objects. We can try to disable the booby trap and find some non-carbon food. Well, a little bit of research, a little bit of fate points, and 1 explosive. Not anything too terribly special, but worth a little bit. We can go ahead and prospect some asteroids as well. Early on in the game, we just need to get a hold of as much resources as we possibly can. Orbital scanning reveals the presence of life, but strangely, we don't spot much vegetation on the ground. I'll take up that exploration. The local ecosystem is fungus-based. This means that eco-harvesting is easy because we can take the whole fruit bodies of the shrooms without killing them. Let's go ahead and research an eco-harvest, because I would like to bump my organics up slightly. Better trade value and whatnot. Alright, harvestable fuel elements. Conditions are ideal. And, as a bonus, we discover a shipwreck. 75 metal, 50 synthetics, 8 fuels. And, wow, okay. This is a whole stack of encounters. An automated warning. The gas giant, and we mean every molecule, legally belongs to Gal Prospect Incorporated. Legal details at the end. Disrespect of our rights to this property will result in our disrespect of your safety. Transmission end. Let's press on. It is being orbited by thousands of miniature stealth satellites. They cause considerable damage and force us to abort the operation almost as soon as we start. Upon explosion, each mind also releases a signal burst transmitting, "Trying to steal our gas? Greetings from Gal Prospect Incorporated, suckers!" Man, these guys seem like they have a real issue, don't they? Alright, we're gonna come back in here. Oh no, crap. We'll harvest this. I left on the automated ship repairs. That sucks. Okay, we traded 1 hull for 87 fuel. Seems fair. Let me go ahead and dip back into the ship view for just a second, because we forgot something. We forgot to man the radar. So we're going to steal our shield dude because he has a 5 radar operations skill. And we're going to run him over here. And we're going to take advantage of that. Just resave that. And here's one of those messages I was talking about. 3 credits while dreaming, 2 credits while dreaming. No more messages. So just flying around this system, this guy generated 5 credits. Sometimes they can roll as high as like 14 or 15. It just kind of depends. And once you get like, if you can get, this is the ultimate in, well, it's highly unlikely, but it's the ultimate in cryo sleep. If you can get 2 quadruple cryo dream recorders, it is not uncommon to fly 100 RUs and generate over 100 credits. It depends on a roll of the dice to a great degree, but it can be done. So that is something to keep in mind. I ported without setting up my combat rolls, and we got lucky. Okay, we don't have a synthetic or an exotic to trade. We do have, though, 200 metals for 166 credits, which is cheaper than a 1-to-1 ratio, which means no matter what happens, we come out ahead on this. So I'm going to go ahead and take up that trade. We get 12 fuel on top of it. That is very beneficial. Right as we move into a space station. So now we're not going to have any money to do anything with. Great! So here's a quadruple. Cryosleep X4 family type. And there's actually 2 of these that are super duper cheap. So we could basically nil out our travel costs immediately, which is just so fantastic. We also have, these guys are weak, only 7 HP, but they don't consume much food, only 4. And look at the radar stat, look at the science stat. Usually these guys roll very high in a couple of skills. These are super duper valuable as crew members. This is also another 5 bridge capability with only 4 food consumption, and then another general purpose mercenary with high food consumption. So I love how his weapon is a heavy welder. Can you imagine someone coming after you wielding a heavy welder to try to meld your flesh to bone? Like, oh, that is bad. We're gonna cut down to 100 organics on this because we are about to get a bit more sustainability going. We've got cheap explosives, which is probably something to rack up on due to having multiple weapons that consume 5 ammo per volley. Though I think the 200 is probably sufficient for what we're doing right now. I'm not going to worry about it too much. And we're going to sell off those metals once again for a hefty profit, taking us up to 687 buckaroos. So I think that I am definitely going to pick up this higher, and I'm going to pick up, let's see, 234 to 335. That is going to leave me with enough to pick up one of the cryo sleeps. There we go. And then I can actually get rid of this integrity hardpoint for 160 metal. But for now, we're going to store it. We may need to install it later. I don't want to do anything too rash, because that is actually quite the hefty hardpoint with 9 HP. How much was that? 231. Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. Okay. So we now have 4 extra cryo sleep casket slots. Let's do... The reason I got this is 4 is the least amount of food that you can spend on an organic. And that means we can put a 5 into the cryo sleep. So that's going to decrease our organics cost to run. Let's go ahead and store all of these other people as well. Who does that leave? That leaves you out, but that again is a 4 expenditure, so not that much in the grand scheme of things. Coolio. This is going to be a little bit harder because we're running a lot of crew. We're going to have to spend a little bit more time managing them. But in the end, hopefully it will be worth it. And as you can see, we gained 2 crew and went down 20 question mark? Yeah, 20 organics in travel cost. So fan-flipping-tastic. That is actually really, really good for us. Local warp gate to the Goot system. Where is the Goot system? Right over here. And there's also a trade signal. I think we continue around the way that we're going and then loop back to this side. We're going to have to repeat a few jumps. Luckily, we've got plenty of fuel, so life is absolutely fine, though we are a bit low on organics at the moment. Let's go ahead and load up our combat presets. That is going to give every single person a job. No one is left in cryo sleep, so that's good. We do have 1 unemployed person. That is Spottywire, who is looking pretty dang sharp as a repairman, so we'll do that. Repair. Boom. What is... Oh, that was a misclick. What is our Dippy doing? He is staying manning the radar. Let's go ahead and put him on repair as well and save the combat rolls. Awesome, awesome. 94. We're burning freaking 100 organics per unit traveled. That is insanely bad. 2 Rat Empire vessels approaching. The larger one is shielded and has at least 3 weapon systems. All right. Well, we've trespassed onto Rat Empire property. Must pay the relevant tax or immediately be destroyed. Well, I think that you... Oh, one of them ran. He knew what was up. He knew what was coming. 15 shielding. Oh my. Oh, also, when you're on hardcore mode, the game does not fully pause. So that is something to bear in mind. Let's go ahead and just try to knock out the cannons as much as possible. I'm also going to target the other side to try to maintain my accuracy. And if we can get rid of the point defense, we'll have a chance of getting through with the synthetics cannon. But as things stand, I think that that is going to immediately get kerwalloped, yep, by the point defense. Thankfully, we pulled a double deflection off on that. 64% is quite good. And then we have another miss over there. So honestly, our ship is doing remarkably well to start. Let's, while we're murdering the hell out of that guy, let's go ahead and pull off a 3 bridge roll and assign a 5. Charging up warp drive. Yeah, you're not going to make it out, dude. I have almost 100% shield penetrating weapons. You are marked for doom. And there she blows. All right, so that was 30 ammunition, somewhere around probably 7 or 8 synthetic spent, and we got a ship killed. So yeah, we're actually positive on explosives. We gained the organics that we needed, and we got a module out of that. Cool beans. Let's see what we got. Ooh, we have another shield. Okay, so now we're going to talk a little bit about shielding strategies, because you'll notice that we have a very nice shield battery over here that consumes 8 power to create 10 shielding. And this consumes 6 power to create 6 shielding. And you might look at this and go, but 10 shielding is better than 6. This does not recharge. It only holds an initial set. So what we were going to do is we're going to replace this battery with an actual shield gen. That means that we gain regen. This person is buffing this to 4. Let's go ahead and find out who our best shield buddies are. You are actually our next best shield buddy, but we have a 3 here, and I think that the shield trait is worth amplifying on this person. We're going to assign that. So we've now gained an extra 0.22 shield stat per tick, which doesn't sound like a lot, but since these are staggered on their recharge rate, because of the way that lasers cycle in this game, you can potentially bring up a shield tick in between firing salvos on the enemy lasers, which is a massive benefit. Unless I just have an absurd number of slots, I really don't ever run shield batteries. I almost universally run shield generators instead, because while your total is lower, once you get into the late game, you could potentially have 1.5 to 2 shield regen per second if you're running 4 or 5 shield generators. It's a lot of power, but it is 100% worth it. We're definitely not going to get there on this ship because of slot restrictions, but we will get closer than we did on the last ship. I think our end goal is going to be to run 3 shield generators. We'll end up around 20 or so HP, depending on the ones that we pick up. I'm really hoping that we can find a D-cube generator. All right, you, my friends, we need to get a couple of people reassigned. You are going to be on... Let's do... it's kind of a shame. This person is relatively useless. Let's do repair on both of these guys. Actually, no, you need to be fighting because you have a 5 handgun usage stat. Except that's what I did earlier. I clicked with an entire group of people on a roll, and then they all assumed that roll. Interesting. I did not know that it would group assign like that. That is a useful feature in certain situations, but curses if you misclick. Alright, we're going to save our new combat stance because we moved a couple people around, and then load up our sustainability. We're going to have to wait until everybody goes in. You can see our economy slowly ticking upwards as we recover from that drastic need of food. And go back out to our star and go find out what's up with this large metal object. It is a wrecked commercial space station, no active systems detected, but we are going to try to salvage this. Data records show armed pirate boarders forced their way onto the station, killed everyone, and looted the remains. Our scavenging team only found objects of low value. Well, it's better than nothing, right? Right. Let's go ahead and warp out. There's 2 fleets detected on the other side, which probably means, yes, that we are going to get ourselves in a fight. So let's load up the combat rolls. Let them approach. Single medium-sized Rat Empire ship approaching. Active energy shield and at least 3 weapons. Okay, armed with powerful nuclear weapons, you must pay your property visiting tax or immediately be destroyed. Yeah, it's fine. Oh, look, the small ship from earlier is going to reinforce this guy. You ran the first time, you should have run the second. We're going to show you what's up. All right, this guy has got a superior Gatling gun. Actually, that might not be superior. What is the stat comparison on this? That is 5 ammo per 16 versus 4 for 12. 5 damage versus 4. The Imperial Gatling gun actually does slightly more DPS. Interesting. Well, I better assign some weaponry before this runs away from us. We're going to go ahead and kill the more dangerous of the ships first. This guy right here is able to fire once per 5.6 seconds for 2 damage, which we can out-regen in large part, except if he takes out one of my reactor core. Wait, what? Oh, crap. I left-clicked instead of right-clicked. No! And then I overshot and fired a nuke. Oh, well. This is why you don't panic, people. This is why you don't panic. Because it ends up doing bad things to your psyche and then your play suffers. Oh, good lord. That is such a massive incendiary nuke. It caught half the ship on fire. I underestimated you, little buddy. Imperial Incendiary Capital Missile. That is insane. Yeah, we're going to have to make good use of that. My goodness. I'm going to go ahead and burn you two. You know what? Screw it. Let's go ahead and fire the Incendiary Cannon as well. This guy has no point defense whatsoever. So we can just catch him on fire and it'll all be good. Unless we hit the outside of the hull, of course. Then it is no good whatsoever. Let's go ahead and turn off, stop firing that to conserve ammo. This last shot should be sufficient, unless, of course, we deflect. Stop the other cannon. Because that should kill the... no, deflection. Come on. Come on. Really? Twice in a row on a 25% chance? 3 times in a row. Exactly how much does RNG hate me right now? What are the chances of that? 12.5% for the second time. No, it's not half. It's a quarter. So it would actually be like a 1 or 2% chance of that particular dice roll happening. Good gracious. Okay, this is good. Actually, it might not be as good as I thought. Oh no. It's a longer range outer ring, but a shorter range inner ring. I like our radar better. Because even though that 350 RU can potentially uncover other planets, since it doesn't have any stealth detection value, we're not going to be able to reliably determine what is actually in the other system. So I don't think it's worth giving up the 2 RU on the 2 RU on the radar range here. So Fast Fang Laser, 2 power, 7-second reload. That is going to fire 2 beams. Our Death Tail Laser is 10 seconds to do 5 damage on a single beam. So definitely still better. I'll go ahead and scrap that. Don't need a DIY multi-container FO. Yeah, we'll do that. And then we have Command Bridge. We shall get rid of as well. So we now have a nice little pile of synthetics that I don't really want to throw away. So what we're going to do is we're going to KO this fuel tank, because a single storage, a single type of resource storage is almost universally worse than a multi-storage. We're going to scrap this, which actually gives us excess metal as well. Well, dang it. Brink has made a miscalculation. You know what we're going to do? We're going to upgrade to core slots. We're going to start gaining some HP here. I can do... Let's see. Oh, wow. Oh, my. There are a lot of slots that we can upgrade to core. Select slot, upgrade to core slot, and now we're good on resources. And I've got 2 more HP. Hell yeah. We will take it. Let me load back up on sustainability modules, and then we will get ourselves out of here. And try to see what this large metal object is. It appears to be another wrecked space station. Hopefully we can have better luck on this one. Heading up the station. Ancient residential station destroyed long ago. The databases were corrupted. Impossible to know exactly what happened here. And it's already been looted. Well, 89 metal is better than nothing, I suppose. Existential salutations, fellow consciousnesses. Let us trade forms of energy for mutual profit. Okay, so we can get 100 fuel for 166 credits. We can get 100 fuel for 3 exotics. We can get 50 credits for 1 exotic. we're going to need a lot of fuel. And this is better than the 2 credits for 1 fuel ratio that we typically get at stations. So I think we're actually going to pull for the fuel. Oh, no, we're not. Never mind. I need money for that. All right. 50 credits for an exotic it is. Oh, thank you. Thank you for your 20 bonus resources there. All right. Well, since we didn't get fuel from him, we'll just casually stop at this gas giant and delve into the atmosphere. Minor accident increased the overall cost, but we traded 25 for 92 fuel, which is still a really good deal. May harvest more fuel elements from deeper layers of the atmosphere. Is a synthetics trade worth the fuel? Probably, because we have 313 synthetics. So let's go ahead and make that trade. We're going to need a lot of fuel in this system. All right, better than 2-to-1 trade or 1-to-1 trade. I would still consider that, after we immediately waste fuel, I would consider that quite good. Wow, that was some serious stealthing there, wasn't it? Single medium-sized Rat Empire ship approaching, detect an active energy shield and at least 4 weapon systems. Let's open that comm channel. Same old thing about property taxes. You guys are really big on your property taxes, aren't you? Oh, look, there's another Gatling cannon. I would love to add that one to my collection, good sir. Could we perhaps work out a trade where you give it to me? Oh my goodness, we all... 4 out of 5 shots missed, and the one that actually came in on us deflected. That is fantastic, though we did take a hit from the Deathtail laser, so not the greatest. Our shields are currently stunned. But we are now penetrating that with superior firepower. And we've also hit the engine, which is currently on fire, which is decreasing its HP even more as the fire spreads through the hull. Oh, wonderful. That means that our weapons are going to be more accurate because he lost 16 evasion off of that. Good freaking dealio. Our deflection is failing us slightly here, but we've got enough weaponry online to finish this job. Lost about 15 hull off of that, actually more, closer to 22, 23 HP. Oh boy, that might not be worth it. And he got a nuke off before he died. Please, 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 please. Yes! Okay, the event ended before the nuke connected. So we have about 22 hull lost. That is going to be roughly 650-ish in materials that we're going to spend on hull repairs. Which means that we definitely did not come out ahead on this combat unless we got a fantastic module and we got a 6-power microreactor. Well then, we did get 4 exotics, which is going to go a long ways towards a long ways towards covering that repair cost. There's a hole in the middle of my ship. No! There's a hole in the middle of my ship. No! That's depressing. We have excess metal. I don't particularly want to dump or create a storage for that. Although we have excess fuel as well, so let's craft packs. Yeah, that's probably good. Alright, we're going to craft a pack there, which is going to leave us with 28 fuel. Yeah, we got the storage to run it. When you craft packs, it's the least efficient way to do things because you spend 10 fuel to store a package of the resources, but sometimes, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Alright, let's load back up our sustainability set, and then we'll continue on to this hot planet. We really need to find a repair zone. This planet features extreme temperatures and intense volcanic activity. Initial scans suggest possibility of valuable minerals. Alright, cool. Let's prospect it. And we're under attack. During the operation, crystalline life forms emerged from the ground and destroyed our mining facilities. So we've lost 32 metal, 49 synthetics, and 5 fuel. And we got nothing to show for it. Man, this system is just... Why are you so mean to me? It's like, no... Oh... that's risky. That's super risky. We're gonna run for it. Run! Duck! You cannot hurt us! We are in the intergalactic safe space, known as the docking station, yo. Let's go ahead and load combat, and then we are going to attempt as much of a repair as we can. That is 675 credits worth of repairs, dear lord. And sell some of that. We'll sell a little bit of that. Oh, that is crappy prices for exotics. Let's hang on to the exotics if we can. Sell all of the metals. That's going to put us at 757, which is enough, in fact, to repair all of our damage. And we have taken advantage of the time to go ahead and load up every single combat roll. So without looking at the rest of this too hard, let's just exit and take on this fleet. Small fleet of ships approaching. They're using some kind of auxiliary jamming device or decoys to make the exact contents of their fleet unclear from this range. Nothing personal, we just need to feed our families. I do not want to donate organics because that is literally all the organics that I have. So instead, we're going to kill these fools and take their weapons. Oh, it's only one ship. Oh, but that, oh dear. That is a Fire Cannon Mark II and a Fire Cannon Mark I attacking from the rear where I have 0 extra defenses. We need to get some freaking point defense on the back here because that is, oof. That is bad news. Okay, let's, you know what we should do? We should catch them on fire before they catch us on fire. Eat fire, you bastards! Uh-oh, uh-oh. Yeah, thank goodness for... Oh, the long range of point defense. Oh, we might be fine. That might have been a waste of a nuke. But no! Bathing the enemy ship in cleansing fire is never... Oh, dear lord, the damage. What on earth? Charging up the warp drive. Yeah, screw you, dude. You are going to be dead before you even know what to think. We do have a boarding party coming in. Oh, end the event! Ah, yes. Okay, good. Oh. Alright. Only one of them landed, and apparently... Oh, that actually canceled it. Interesting. I guess if they're not already on board the ship... Yeah, they must just, like... Huh. Fade away into space. Yeah, very, very, very interesting. Alright, I will make an exception on my shield battery rule for this shield battery. Because this is a 2-for-1 trade. Shield points for energy, and you get an armor off of it. This is one of the more efficient shield batteries in the game. And I will absolutely get that overhead in the empty slot that I have access to. Fan-freaking-tastic. Let's go ahead and scrap out the modules so that I can fill everything up and have my storage clean. We know exactly what is going on. And we're going to go back out to the star view so we can revisit this station and see what kind of goodies are actually in here for us. Now, there is a third rat shield generator. I don't want to spend any money on that though, because 5-second reload with 6 maximum capacity is actually pretty freaking bad for a shield. But we can go ahead and look through the rest. That is exactly the same as the one I have, so we don't need that. What about crew? Modified fire drone. These conversions are hilarious. Basically, you give up 1 firefighting capability and you have the same hand weapon accuracy. They're generally cheaper though. And it's a firefighting drone that is armed with a flamer because it's been converted into its opposite. That was one of my favorite techs on starting this game. It was hilarious to me every single time. We do have an old ECM turret. This is 1 power for 2 armor, 2 evasion. 2 evasion is not particularly worth going in for. Especially not at 140 credits. We also, though, do have A busted custom reactor, which is the kind of thing that is actually pretty useful to have because these are only 6 energy. We could easily lose one of our reactors in a fire. I'm tempted to take it, but we're so likely to have additional reactors pop up that I think I'm gonna pass. We do have the incendiary cannon. This is the one, by the way, that that you upgrade to on your ship if you take that perk. You burn 3 synthetics for 2 shots instead of 2 synthetics for 1 shot. So it's technically more ammo efficient, but it does the same amount of DPS because it's double the fire time, but fires 2 projectiles at once. Very, very good upgrade path to take, but again, the incendiary shots are some of the weakest shots in the game versus point defense. So you find yourself not being able to fully utilize them way more often than you really should. It gets a little bit frustrating at times. I think we're going to spend the remainder of our credits on explosives, except there's actually not very many explosives available on the station. Those are a bit harder to come by. I'm going to dump some synthetics. And that'll shore up our credit supply if we run into any interesting traders in the future. I'm actually going to dump another... Let's go down to 120, I think. Because that'll bump us over the 200 mark, which is where the traders start to have really good stuff. So running around with a minimum of 200 in the bank is actually quite a smart thing to do. Let's visit this last planet in the system. Analyze the atmosphere. Substantial amount of fuel elements detected, but the atmospheric conditions are extremely unstable, so harvesting fuel here is very risky. We don't actually need that much fuel, so I'm just going to disengage on that one, and we are going to leave it be. And with that, that is also where I leave this episode be. I do appreciate everybody tuning in and following me through on this. I'm looking forward to doing this run in the rat ship because holy smokes, this thing can mount some strong projectile weaponry, which is probably going to be the theme for this one. If I can find a decent replacement for the Deathtail laser, we might go 100% explosives and just break out all the Gatling guns and see how far they can take us. Hopefully you'll join me for the rest of this ride. As always, guys, thank you so much for supporting the content in every way that you do, even if it's just commenting, liking, subscribing, sharing the videos, whatever that is, or some of the fine people that support monetarily, as is showing on the credits right now. I do appreciate each and every one of you guys, and hopefully I will catch you in the next one.